Last week I dove into the details of the incoming Diablo Immortal update, but today I have even more information regarding some cool features. What I'm going to do here today is talk about all of the updates. Some of the things will be repeated from the last video for those that missed, while others are going to be brand new pieces of information. Let's dive right on in and not wait. This is going to be coming on the 18th of March, which is only 2 days away from today. And with this, we're getting ourselves a new experience, a new campaign experience, which is going to be called Investigate the Taking. It's going to be taking us into some old Diablo past experiences that we've had in other Diablo games. Essentially what that means is we're going to be facing some of the enemies that we've seen before in the past. It gives us a content warning that the Nation in Agony story quest contains depictions of self-harm. So if that's something that's a problem for any of you, please keep that in mind. But yes, new campaign, very cool. We'll play through it and enjoy it and then move on to other things. So let's talk about what some of those other things are. Well, first of all, the Rocky Waste is one of the zones that we're going to be seeing inside of here. Very desert-like, kind of like a zone that we already have inside of the game already. Now, we do have the Battleground update, the Siege of Corvus. Essentially what's going to be going on with this is there's going to be bosses that are going to be spawning inside of both regular Battlegrounds and of Convoy as well. Let's go take a look. Basically, once you take down the demonic insurgents and corruption rewards, you're going to be getting some of these types of bonuses. When a team is the first to push the idols 25, 50, or 75% progress, a wave of demons are going to spawn, so you're going to have to take those down. Slaying the demons will cause them to drop these demonic essences. They're basically globes that are going to give you buffs for your battles. Each demonic essence grants a stacking 1% damage increase up to a maximum of 100%. Different demon types drop various amounts of demonic essence. If a player carrying the essence is slain, they drop half of their stored orbs on death. So they don't lose everything, but they will be losing half of that stuff. Then you have the Spirit of Corvus that's going to pop up as well. Upon reaching 50% idle progress, a powerful boss demon will appear in the center of the map, kind of like we know from some other PvP game modes. The team that delivers the killing blow may summon a Spirit of Corvus, allowing one player to call upon it to aid the push forward in bolstered defenses. Essentially, it's going to be a big boss statue that kind of guides along with you and helps you in your battle. All right, so nothing crazy, but definitely some changes. We did speak about the new Leviathan Tomb gem that's coming to the game. And this gem is probably the best gem in all of Diablo Immortal. So for all of you players, myself included, that are sitting on the same gems that we've been using for a while now, maybe even all 5 stars, we have to think what from our arsenal is something that we're going to be able to remove, because this one is just that good. I'm also anticipating that we'll have an Elder Rift that we can kind of choose the new gem to get a 50% drop chance for it. What I'll be doing is I'll be doing a live stream probably on update day, running 100 legendary crests, trying to get as many of these Leviathan tombs as I can, and I'll be replacing either my Seeping Bile or one of my other gems that is a little bit dated from my build. Now, a little bit more details on this gem, and we have 3 new gems coming, a 1-star, a 2-star, both which seem good, but the 5 stars are just so good these days, they're hard to ignore. The 5-star Leviathan tomb, dealing damage grants you Abyssal Depths for 6 seconds, increasing your damage done and causing your critical hit chance to grant you a compounding pressure for 1 second, increasing crushing depth's effectiveness. Additionally, you deal increased damage to enemies suffering from harmful effects. Crushing depths can occur more often than once every 20 seconds, and compounding pressure can't occur more often than every 1 second. Now, this is not giving us a ton of details on numbers, but essentially what's going on here is at a rank 10, so a max level, you're going to be able to do 72% more crit damage, which is more than any other gem that we currently have. So that's actually insane stats for that gem, and it's one that all high-level players and even anyone that has the ability to unlock it is going to want inside of their build. Then we have the Tundra Blight 2-star gem and the Taxman's Pity 1-star gem. Both very good, but we're not going to go in depth on them. We did that already the other day. Challenge of the Equals is basically the next version of Bout of Realms, and this is very exciting. Why? Because the team over at Blizzard has listened, and Bout of Realms right now, as it sits, is very pay-to-win friendly. The more you spend, the stronger your builds are. You take those stronger builds into these battles, and those strengths, that money spent counts. But here in the challenge of the equals, it's all leveled out for all players. So free-to-play players and whale spenders alike are going to be on a level playing field, having themselves just basically normalized. So power normalization rules, legendary affixes and set bonuses remain active. Legendary gem affixes are standard to rank 10. 5-star legendary gems are normalized to 2-star values, and the following systems are disabled: ruins, normal gems, charms, and resonance all together. Signups for this begin on the 19th, the day after the update. So start thinking about putting your teams together. Start practicing with your teams so you guys finally have the opportunity to play against some of these bigger, more higher resonance teams and be on a level playing field, which, to be honest, is what so many players have been asking for a very long time. Also, things that do not apply, the bonuses are Deeds of Valor, the Herodrum, and the Ancestral Tableau. Now, for some of you players that maybe say, I don't have the right PvP builds, well, they just introduced Slayer loadouts inside of the game. This is going to be available for the Bout of Realms, or the Challenge of the Equals in the Bout of Realms, and they're basically winning PvP loadouts taken from some of the top PvP Battlegrounds players and the top players inside of the Bout of Realms. So you could basically check out these loadouts. You can take what you want from the loadouts and actually have yourself some solid builds. Yes, we have builds on this channel. Indez has builds on his channel, but now you can get some of these different builds inside of the game that are actively being used by some of the top players. Sometimes these builds are, it's not like you just choose the build and you run into battle and know how you're doing. Some of these builds have a learning curve. There's different play styles for all of them. So make sure that when you have the opportunity to utilize them, get some practice in, try with friends so that you can make sure that you know how to utilize your builds. This is going on basically throughout the Bout of Realms. Now, we have a cool thing here for these versatile rings, and we did not talk about this in the previous video. From the 19th of March, we're going to have better chances of getting these rings, and not only that, the gem in the center, that one gem that you could place inside of your ring, is going to be your choice. So let's read this. Between March 29th and May 13th, so essentially a month, all 3+2 and 3+3 quality rings obtained through any means, will feature a versatile socket allowing gems of any color to be socketed into them. This temporary enhancement offers unprecedented flexibility when customizing builds and experimenting with new gem combinations. This is awesome, man. Like, how many times have you gotten that gorgeous accessory and it has the wrong color in it? It has the wrong gem. Well, now you're not going to have that problem, at least for this month's, actually it's, what is it, March, April, May. So it's actually 2 months, not one. The versatile socket is only available for the duration of the event and applies to newly acquired qualifying rings. After the conclusion of the event, rings with the versatile socket will not be removed and can continue to be used. So I'm assuming that this works where you get your ring, you get to put whatever gem you want inside of it, and then that will be the gem that stays inside. That colored gem will be locked to it once the event ends after 2 months. We've seen Blizzard bring in multiple different types of features, a lot of with how we get legendary pieces of gear, how we get green items that were temporary. I'm wondering if this one right here could be something that's going to be a little bit more permanent as time goes on. We'll see how it works. We'll see how often we get these accessories that we can actually do this with. And if we like it, maybe it'll be something that we can see longer. Maybe it'll be something that we could have across more accessories as well. We have the Horrid transformations. This is essentially where the Haunted Carriage and the Ancient Nightmare are being buffed. These are the events that go on certain maps. So as you can see, Ashwald Cemetery is Haunted Carriage, Mount Zavane is the Ancient Nightmare. They're going to be active from March through April, and April through basically on a cycle. So between March 19th and April 16th, all of these, or both of these, are going to be modified. And they're also going to be spawning every 2 hours rather than how they normally spawn, which I believe was every 6 hours. I don't even know. It's been so long since I've gone there. But the cool thing about these is it's a new battle. it's a more enhanced, more difficult battle, and you'll be getting some different rewards here. You can get your rewards are granted for your first 6 boss kills per week. The first kill each week guarantees enhanced rewards, and you can get rewards like 2+2 legendary items, normal gems, rare ore, things like that. So it's going to be cool to be able to just go in and fight those bosses and have a new experience and maybe get some better rewards as well. All right, we have the limited time event Suffering's Rebirth. This is essentially an event where you dive in, you do the few things, and you get the rewards. March 19th through April 8th, and here are the rewards we can get. Some gold, scrap, dust, legendary equipment, a Telluric Pearl, and a legendary crest. So typical, but I like them because you're getting yourself a free Telluric Pearl and a free legendary crest for doing things inside of the game you would normally be doing anyway. All right, so we have the limited time event Trading in Blood. Between March 25th and April 15th, players can take part in a series of limited activities to earn progress toward an unified event tracker. So essentially here you're going to be able to do more things, get more rewards. We see here event progression activities, Trading in Blood rewards tracker can be earned throughout the following rotating activities: Survivor's Bane, Trial of the Hordes, Fractured Plane. Nothing new here, guys. This is just another thing where you participate in the events and you get rewards you get tickets for rewards. Easy stuff. All right, customizing of the wings. If you recall, this was supposed to come out in the last update and it was halted. Now, this is really cool because not only are we able to customize wings, but we're going to be able to unlock them a bit earlier as well. More on that in just a second. But here, after unlocking the ability to restyle your wings by reaching heights of 1,000 residents, basically when you unlock wings, you're going to be able to get into a rolling mechanic. And I'm going to just summarize what they're saying right here. Essentially, you are not able to just change your wings however you want, but you're going to have to use orbs, 160 orbs, to roll for different attributes of wings. And you could hold 3 different attributes at the same time. So shape, material, and color. On your first roll, only the color variation is available. After 2 restyles, you'll lock visual effects variations, and after that, after 9 restyles, you'll unlock variations for your wing shape. So basically, you got to do a whole bunch of rolls to start modifying what your wings look like, and as I said, those rolls cost 160 orbs. They are not free. This is another cosmetic mechanic in the game. This is another way to essentially reskin your character. It brings you no power. It is only cosmetic. It does cost orbs. It's not free to play at this point in time. And keep in mind, there are many different ways that you can modify your look. The more you roll, the more options that become available to you, but it is a rolling system. It is a gacha mechanic. The cool thing, though, is it says, each variation also adds an overall score to your wings, and reaching higher scores allow you to unlock different perks, including the ability to fly in non-PvP content. Right there is why I am going to be rolling for wings, because I want to be able to fly. I don't as much care about how my wings look, but I want to be able to fly around the map because I think it's cool. So we'll see how many rolls we have to do to actually get there. I'm sure it's going to be quite a bit, but we'll get there and show you guys exactly what that looks like. Oh, it says right here, please note this feature is not available in EU at this time. We're working on to determine a release date for players in EU and hope it gets to you as soon as possible. Yeah, hopefully that does, because that would stink if it doesn't. Balance adjustments. We got it for a few classes here. The offhand for the wizard, the Breebulk, using a skill or primary attack will briefly reveal you. Detection range is increased from 3 to 4 yards, so that invisibility may not be as invisible for you. Monk, Reticent Wind, offhand invisibility reduced to 1.5 seconds. Movement speed bonus is increased by 20%. And Tranquil Palm, offhand animation speed is increased to lower untargetable windows. So they're trying to get rid of some of that that hidden PvP mechanic that's going on between the wizard and the monk. Necro, Proximal Fear, Pants. Damage is reduced by 40% while transformed, but movement speed is increased by 60%. Wraith Form, base skill. Damage is reduced by 40% while transformed, but movement speed is increased by 60%. And Draw Deep, chest, range to absorb enemies for a shield reduced to 10 yards to 5 yards. The Blood Knight getting a little bit of something here. Virgin Curse, chest, drain life bonus changed from a flat 10% to 5% per nearby enemy, up to a maximum of 15. So you can go basically from 5 to 15 versus the flat 10. And the Barbarian, Thrashabout, main hand, cooldown increased from 6 seconds to 9 seconds. And the attack rate, so that is literally just Thrashabout is just literally nerfed right there. Sorry, Barbarians. Nothing for the Crusader or a few of the others. We have some Ashes of Antiquity gameplay updates. Battle for the Accursed Tower now supports both PvP and PvE victory paths. The championship match will remain in the current 10v10 PvP format, while purification matches use the Accursed Towers format with activity timing based on the conflict mode. All right, there's a bunch to say right here. Essentially what's going on, this is a card mechanic where you're going to be able to unlock cards which are going to be giving you different affects and abilities. The clan action cards adding new strategic depth through beneficial and negative effects during Accursed Tower activities. So that's kind of fun, actually, through the Accursed Towers. Each round is a maximum of 7 cards. 1 card can be selected by the clan leader during the registration phase. Up to 6 cards can be obtained by participating in the Accursed Tower activities. Using the cards. During the contest phase, the leader or delegated officer can operate action cards. There are 2 types. Beneficial effects cards, where there's 3 types, can only be used by your own clan. And negative effect cards, 3 types, can only be used on enemy clans listed on the leaderboard. Please note that the leaderboard has an approximately 120-second delay. Usage restrictions. Clans can receive a maximum of 4 negative effect cards per day, and a clan can be targeted by negative effect cards at most 2 different enemy clans per round. This Accursed Towers, they have not been modified in forever. So this is the purification matches, when you're purifying and when you're actually battling in the PvP as well. So they made a little bit of change there to try and spice it up, essentially. We'll see how that plays out. We've seen the card mechanic before, where we get those different affixes and can take them into PvP. We'll see how it works with the Accursed Tower. We have a few feature updates here. Set item socket update. All set items, regardless of quality, now will always roll with maximum sockets. That is very nice. How many times do you roll, you get a nice piece, and it's only got 2 out of 3 sockets? But now, all set items, regardless of quality, will now always roll with maximum sockets, which is freaking awesome. Do not roll your greens today. Wait until the update so you have that pop into play, because it's going to save you so many materials and get you better rolls. Familiar onboarding improvements. New players now receive additional spirit essence from Nizza during the tutorial, allowing the first familiar to start with a full scale loadout. The gold cost for unlocking the first familiar battle setup has been removed. Slot has been removed, and new one-time tutorial has been added to explain the familiar battle setup. All right, cool. Familiars getting a little bit more there. Gem upgrade safeguards. An additional confirmation prompt when using autocraft to upgrade gems, clearly indicating using a higher quality gem when it's being consumed, just so you don't waste any gems that you really don't want to waste. Gem resonance accessibility improvements. So this is really cool, and this is huge. The level required to unlock gem resonance slots on all gems has been reduced by 1. Wing resonance reward thresholds has been lowered by 500 to 1,000 resonance depending on tier, making legendary gem progression more accessible. Let me show you something in game and how this actually works. So taking a look at our gem resonance, essentially what's going to happen is these slots along the outside that are not yet unlocked, let me actually get a different gem that has less slots unlocked. So we'll go right here with the gem resonance. This one is going to be now unlocked at rank 5. This one at rank 6, and this one at rank 7. So essentially, you're going to be able to get more of the resonance gems inside of your normal gems instantly, allowing you to boost your resonance substantially from all of your resonance gems, because on the update, we're going to be able to socket more gems inside of all of our gems. So for those of us that don't have these completely maxed already, we're going to be able to add 8 more gems to our residence gems as long as you have Awakening opened, which is going to be freaking awesome. In addition to that, they're reducing the ability or the need for the wings. So you're going to be able to get yourself wings earlier, not normal wings, the wings that actually socket your that socket gems. So you're gonna be able to socket gems inside of your wings at 5k resonance now. So someone like me, I'm sitting at 4,300 resonance. I'm gonna be able to get more resonance for each of my slots and potentially pop myself up to 5k resonance. Then I could socket some gems inside of my wings as well and increase my resonance again. So a lot of people are gonna be pushing from the 4 to 5 or from the 5 to 6k resonance, and it's going to allow us to catch up a little bit better with that resonance grind. Of course, you are going to need all the gem power and all of the gems to be able to put into that so that you can actually fill those slots. And there's more that we have. Dungeon experience optimizations. Players who die repeatedly can now exit the dungeon directly from the respawn screen. It's kind of annoying if someone's dying in your dungeon and then they leave, then you only have 3 in the dungeon, but performance issues and bugs have been addressed across several dungeons, added a progression portal to the Dread Reaver and Silent Monastery if teleport issues occur, and reduced NPC interaction delays and destructions end in Forgotten Tower for a smoother flow. Essentially, they're going to be quicken up those dungeons a little bit. The gear quality UI improvements. Legendary and set items now feature enhanced item pickup totes with higher quality items remaining more prominent visual presentation. Gem upgrade convenience. Players can now purchase normal gems directly when upgrading gems through the jeweler. That's actually pretty cool. I'm assuming it's just going to be an ability to dive into the market from there. Hero's Journey expansion, chapters 5 and 6 are going to become available. Make sure that you get yours chapters before that done. Progressive and legendary gem upgrades. This is cool. Now 1 and 2 star legendary gems feature progressive upgrade paths starting from rank 4 to rank 5, aligning with 5-star gem progression. This is actually pretty cool. Gem progression is nice because you can not have to wait for a full jump from, say, 7 to 8 or 8 to 9 or 9 to 10, but instead you could slowly progress with the growth of that gem, earning smaller amounts of resonance as you go. It's a little bit more satisfying. You get a little bit more resonance more quickly, and I'm glad that they brought that to 1 and 2 star gems alongside of the 5-star gems. We have the Necromance Summon enhancement. When a Necromancer enters a dungeon instance, their existing summoned creatures will accompany them. There's no longer need to resummon them. Pretty cool. Unstuck. If a player becomes stuck in a terrain while in the dungeon instance, an automatic unstuck will be triggered, so you don't have to go to the settings to get that done anymore. Vithu is getting that, I guess we can call it nerf that we've spoken of in the past. Vithu has been updated to more clearly reward self-applied beneficial effects while improving consistency with legendary gems and beneficial effect duration bonuses. Keep in mind, this is definitely a change to Vithu, but it's not something that is going to kill Vithu. It is getting a little bit of a nerf, though, for us. 2-piece is only going to apply to yourself. It's not going to apply to yourself and your party. Applying beneficial affection to yourself increases your attack speed for 30% for 3 seconds. That's the 4-piece. 6-piece, granting yourself a beneficial effect conjures an area of apotheosis at your location for 12 seconds, granting 12% life drain to you and your party members within the area. So a lot of people are just going to go with the 2-piece at this point in time, in my opinion. Additional notes on this. The 2-piece and 4-piece bonuses now fully focus on self-applied beneficial effects, creating clearer synergy across the set. The updated 2-piece bonus now allows all legendary gems that grant beneficial effects to have their durations extended by Vithus, where previously some effects were not applied. And the beneficial effect duration cap has been increased from 80% to 100. The change reflects that Vithu urges 2-piece bonus no longer multiplicative with beneficial effect duration stats, allowing for more intuitive scaling and build flexibility. At the end of the day, there is a lot going on inside of this update. It's a lot bigger than many of us anticipated. Here's the codex of everything coming. Some of the biggest things, obviously, we have the new campaign. We have changes to Battlegrounds. We have the Bout of Realms, which is going to be a free-to-play version friendly, or free-to-play friendly version, which is actually really cool. I like the versatile rings. I think that's going to be super huge when we're trying to get just those pieces that are perfect and not have to worry about the gem that gets put inside of it. I also like that when we craft, we're going to get the maximum amount of gem slots in that craft for the set items as well. Very clean, hopefully getting us better greens over time. And of course, the new gem resonance. Everyone's gem resonance is going to be jumping, which is a nice mechanic and really a nice way for us to get a good resonance jump and help us get a little bit closer to some of those big 12K whales. A little bit closer. I'm excited for the update. It's coming on the 18th, just 2 days from today, and I'll probably be going live on that day right here on the Echo Gaming channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss me when I'm live, and I'll probably be running 100 legendary crests as well. Have a great day.